Early in July, a crew of 15 VWA members hiked into the project area to remove the dilapidated suspension bridge spanning the Willow Creek Gorge and to finish bagging all of the remaining trash at the McGranahan dump site. The project biologists required the activity occur after July 1st to avoid possible impact on aquatic life in the stream. The removal of the suspension bridge had been studied and analyzed for months. Constructed in the early 1970s to provide access to the long-gone McGranahan cabin, the bridge consisted of 4 wire rope cables, 2 5/8-inch cables as main supports, and 2 half-inch cables as handrails. A wooden walkway and handrail system was attached to the cables. Anchored to rock on the cabin end and to an old redwood stump on the other side, the bridge spanned 150 feet. To remove the bridge safely, it would need to be dropped into the gorge and disassembled there. An impact cable cutter was used to cut cables, and a few well-placed whacks with an 8-pound sledgehammer brought the bridge down. The wooden decking and railing attachments were removed from the cables cut to manageable lengths, and all the old nails and other pieces of hardware gathered from the creek bed and gravel bar. All of this material was then packed out of the gorge, the lumber to a future burn site,
or the wooden bridge, then away with it.
and the hardware to a stockpile to be packed out by volunteers. The big haul, scheduled for the weekend of July 30th, would see the stockpiled trash finally packed out of the forest. The estimated 250 backpack loads would be packed to the trailhead at Happy Landing, where they would be loaded on a 4x4 truck and hauled to a dumpster at the USFS Pacific Valley Fire Station. A Tyrolean traverse and lightweight gondola were used to move loads across the deep Willow Creek Gorge from the McGranahan cabin site. Transporting the loads in this way would avoid impact to aquatic life in the stream and reduce chances of injury to volunteers. The traverse had been previously tested, and on Friday morning, with a few revisions, the volunteers who had devised and tested the Tyrolean traverse set it up for the big haul. By mid-afternoon, all of the bagged trash from the Hobbit claim had been packed to Happy Landing, the traverse was set up and running smoothly, and loads were ready to be packed out of the McGranahan site. On Saturday morning, the number of volunteers had grown close to 50. Loads were strapped to the backpack frames at the McGranahan site. Then 2 loaded packs at a time were placed on the traverse and pulled across the Willow Creek Gorge by volunteers on the other side. There, waiting backpackers strapped the loaded packs onto their backs for the hike up the hill to Happy Landing. By day's end, all the loads stockpiled at the McGranahan site had been moved across on the traverse and out to the Happy Landing trailhead. The volunteer trucker arrived Saturday mid-morning and was immediately joined by other volunteers in loading his truck with the trash that was now accumulating at the Happy Landing trailhead. With additional backpack loads arriving at Happy Landing in an almost continual stream, the The volunteers filled the truck to capacity for each of its 3 trips to the 40 cubic yard dumpster at the Pacific Valley Fire Station. Saturday night, at the Sycamore Flat Car Camp, a separate team of VWA volunteers provided a delicious dinner for the entire crew. The meal included green salad, garlic bread, chicken chili verde, vegetarian chili verde, rice, black beans, barbecue tri-tip, sausages, and frozen fruit sorbet kept cold on dry ice over pound cake. The volunteers enjoyed a great meal with great company. At the end of the Big Haul weekend, a total of 59 individual volunteers had contributed a total of 1,186 hours on the field phase of the project. The people who volunteered to help with this project have had the satisfaction of knowing they participated in what is likely the largest all-volunteer wilderness stewardship project on the Big Sur coast to date. The success at Willow Creek has inspired cleanup projects in other areas and will provide a model for their implementation. An impressive 267 backpack loads of garbage had been delivered to the trailhead at Happy Landing. One of the most surprising statistics was reported by Waste Management, who provided the dumpster. The dumpster contents weighed 10,280 pounds. That's a lot of other folks' trash to pack out of the wilderness, and it sure was worth the effort. As one wilderness veteran put it, "Never before have I seen so many volunteers do so much work and have so much fun doing it."
Don't make any sound effects. It's not gonna make it, is it?
It will.
Yes.
I got a stone in my boot. Let me get out. Quit whining, bitch.
All right, John, on behalf of the Forest Service, and especially for me personally, I would like to present this plaque to you and all the VWA members that helped doing the Willow Creek project. I think it was a great project that ended up having, I think, really shows what a volunteer project and coordination between the volunteer organization and the Forest Service could do, and how much work we can get done with that kind of partnerships. So again, in appreciation for all the work you guys did on that project, we'd like to present this plaque.
Thank you very much, Don. Appreciate it. It was a pleasure working with you personally and all your help and assistance. And we couldn't have done it also without Mike Boone and the guys at Pacific Valley Station. They were a great help, and all your other people. I mean, it was collaborative over a long time. I never saw so many people work so hard and have so much fun. We had a great time. Thank you again.
The success of the Willow Creek cleanup is twofold. A watershed has been restored, and other areas are now slated for similar restoration. The dedication and hard work of many organizations and volunteers have enabled Willow Creek and future generations to return to wilderness.